In this video, I'll be looking into the Australian Aborigines and how their phenotype is different from the white majority population of Australia. First of all, full-blooded Australian Aborigines are 10% a different species called Denisovans. This is a shorter, more hardy species of human and is why some of their genetics live on through the Aborigines. Australia is a harsh place it is difficult to survive in. This has led to certain traits and characteristics that the Aborigines have that are different from white Europeans. For the past 10 to 20,000 years, farming was meant to an evolution sped up by a pace thousandfold in places where there was farming. What did our farming select for? Long-term planning, a willingness to work with larger groups, and heavy impulse control. Armies were another selective pressure that led to heavy selective pressure, as if you didn't join the army immediately, you could get easily wiped out by another army. White Australians have been heavily selected for working in these conditions and of group work and working for the good of the group. In Australia, because it was so hard to survive, certain familial bonds would have to be stronger over generations. This can be seen today in Aborigines, where they will do almost anything for family, while a white person's your person of European descent would cut that family off and not help them to the same degree. They're also a cultural thing in family, with an indigenous culture where if you're accepted into their mob, they see you as family. In a way, the tribe became a very close-knit family, which is something that didn't happen nearly as much in farming communities. You have a big social circle to compete in farming societies, while Aboriginal societies would focus more on quality, and there wasn't as many people as around. Aboriginals may have increased sensitivity to oxytocin, a hormone that improves in-group trust and promotes out-group distrust. I believe some of the deficits in Australian Aboriginals' lives are largely due to the rapid change of lifestyles in the Aboriginals, who are very well adapted to a very harsh environment. If you took away all of their civilization, they would probably be happier, as they are better adapted to living off the land. Modern society rewards long-term planning, something that would have been a negative trait in the Australian environment, as a lack of stability means the future can change for the worse, and often does, leading to goal focus around short-term pleasure over long-term happiness. So let's make a list of differences between the average white Australian and the average person of Aboriginal descent. Short versus long-term planning. Aboriginals have deficits in long-term planning. Brow ridge. Aboriginals have a brow ridge closer to Homo erectus than Homo sapiens. Smaller, tight-knit social circles in Aboriginals versus largely loosely knit social circles seen in other populations. Intelligence. As intelligence was not selected for in the Australian environment, Australian Aboriginals have deficits in IQ and agility. The Aboriginal nervous system and brain structure makes them more agile. This is largely due to a decrease in brain mass, as it affects your whole skeletal system when carrying a larger brain. Those are the main differences between the populations and that have evolved to farming populations and hunter-gatherer populations. Those are the main differences. By understanding these differences, we can better tailor solutions to Aboriginal communities. Maybe putting them on welfare isn't the best idea. Thinking throwing more money at the same old problems and solutions will fix anything is a stupid idea and shouldn't be considered. Aboriginals have become a political tool to show what good we are doing for such a small population of percentage of people consuming huge amounts of resources with very little output.